and Doctor and the Doctor.
You think so?
When they were at Comic-Con, they had some thing, and I watched it with David Tennant.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Those.
They totally kissed, and it was awesome.
Oh, I saw that. But at the time, I never saw it, so I was like, "What's going on?"
I know, but I was just like, Captain Jack is so suave.
He'll have sex with anything or anyone.
That's true. That's part of what makes him awesome.
Yeah, it is.
He's so adorable.
We ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Jack.
Let's do this, Jack.
Makes me want to watch Torchwood.
I know. We watched the first
I want to watch
couple
it too.
episodes
We
that
didn't,
was poop,
but we
I
need to
want
go
see
back.
it because I love Captain Jack, and he just died in the Arrow. He was the dad of his best friend in Arrow.
Yeah, he was the evil archer in Arrow.
Oh,
and it sucks because then I don't get to see Captain Jack anymore.
I didn't know Jack was in Arrow.
He's the father.
I've never seen one episode of Arrow.
You've never seen Arrow?
No.
Arrow's good.
Arrow, I'm your father.
He's not Arrow's father.
Oh.
He's Arrow's buddy's father.
Arrow's buddy's father.
Wow. And he turns out to be the big villain.
He's so
Spoiler.
cool.
Wait, he's not
the actor that plays Captain Jack?
No. The main villain's not what's his name? He's like my favorite DC villain.
No. He's not your
Deathstroke.
He's not. No, actually, Deathstroke's in it, but he's a different.
Oh, okay.
He actually trains Green Arrow in the on the island.
Interesting. That's not a bad twist.
Of Dr. Moreau.
Of Dr. Moreau.
Nice. And there's tons of vivisection and everything. Tumbleweed. Yay!
Hey, I'm not the only one that got one.
Nathan 2, Kim 1.
Yay!
All right.
Woohoo!
We don't get tumbleweeds because we don't make funny jokes.
Everything we say is gold.
And on that note,
yes.
Five young archaeologists have made a remarkable discovery.
Well, that's the fun stuff, you know.
Paul Walker.
where's my dad? All right.
Or Paul Walker. You know, did you know what this was? Paul Walker. I like amusement parks.
Paul Walker.
We're making an action movie here.
Shit.
I did good though.
Where's my dad? All right.
Is he here? Is he there? Where's my dad?
No,
All right.
it's just my dad. He's playing a prank on us.
I just want to know where my dad is. All right.
Let's go for a little ride.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Paul Walker.
It's Hanging from the Balcony with Sir Jarod, the Professor, Nathan Betts, Miss Professor, and Thomas the Doubter.
Welcome back to Hanging from the Balcony, everyone. It is time to talk about movies, and more movies. Sir Jarod couldn't be here again. He's still got to wake up at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. Son of a bitch. That's got to suck.
That's crazy.
Too many 5 a.m.s.
Yeah, it's a lot of 5 a.m.s. So, I'm taking his place as the captain in this captain seat. I'm at Nathan L. Betts on the Twitter. I've got Thomas the Doubter over here. I've got Lewis the Professor over there. And the beautiful Miss Professor right over there. And we're going to talk about what we have seen in our Netflix queue or at the movie theater.
Yes.
Or anywhere, somewhere in between. Or Thomas's huge box o' porn.
Tumbleweed! That's another one.
God, everybody sucks today.
Yeah, there you go.
You guys.
You're still winning.
This is not a game I want to win!
So, movies we saw recently. What did you see, Nathan?
I went and watched something on Netflix that just came on, which is something that you guys watched in the theater.
Yes.
Side Effects came to Netflix.
What did you think? Jude Law?
Jude Law.
Yeah.
It is a psychological thriller that you have no idea what you're getting into when you start watching it.
You don't.
You have no idea that
the commercial makes you think you're watching a completely different movie.
Basically end up, and I don't want to spoil anything, but you get into what you think is a psychological thriller, and pretty soon you're like, oh my god, this turned into a whodunit.
Yeah.
This is amazing. Like,
Yeah.
how did they do this?
Well,
This
you
is
think
great.
it's like about prescription medicine
Yeah,
and
and-
depression.
yeah,
and
and
it kind of is, but not
for like
really.
for like 20
For
minutes
like,
it is, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh,
There's
this
some
took
stuff
this took a
happening.
turn.
Yeah.
But the commercials made it look like that's all it was. And
Yes.
I'm kind of glad.
I'm kind of too.
No one went and saw it because the commercial made the movie look boring.
Right.
But once you actually see it, you don't expect the twists and turns because they're not given away in the commercial.
Channing Tatum though. Yeah. It's
Surprising.
Small,
Yeah, not
Channing
small part,
Tatum,
but
though,
it's
was
okay.
all right.
Not bad.
He was fine.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Steven Soderbergh likes Channing
Soderbergh,
Tatum,
yeah,
though. I
he
don't know
likes
why.
Steven
a lot.
Soderbergh does a great job, and this is a great moment from your film or for your film class to show for the fact of show us, don't tell us.
Oh, okay.
The
Yeah.
entire montage of him getting arrested. That you're totally expecting her to be like, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then that happened. None of it gets explained. He just shows us.
Yes.
And I'm like,
Yes.
that is brilliant.
Yeah.
That's brilliant filmmaking right there.
Soderbergh's really quite a good filmmaker when he buckles down and does it. And I think Side
Yeah.
Effects is one of his better movies in the last few
Recently.
years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Catherine Zeta-Jones, there's a really sexy scene.
She's kind of great,
Yeah,
right?
really, really sexy scene with the main character that happens towards the end. You're like, oh, no, there's something.
Who's the main character again? Is it Mara Rooney?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is
Yeah.
that true? Or did I just
I
make
will-
that
No,
up?
I will
it
double check
sounds
you.
kind of
Is
right.
it the girl I always think is Mara
yeah,
Rooney?
you think, well, it's the other girl
It's
who's
Rooney
got
Mara.
Is it really?
Oh my god, no.
So
really?
then who do I always mistake her for?
Her name.
You mistake her for the girl
Rooney
with the
Mara.
tattoo. You always think it's the other girl from the other country.
Okay, look up the girl with the
Great.
dragon
So the
tattoo.
original, girl with the dragon tattoo. The
Because I
foreign
get
series,
the two girls with the
because she
dragon
was
tattoos.
the American one.
There's Rooney Mara.
Yeah, but then there's
Which one? The 2009 one? Or 2011 one?
Go down to the bottom.
2009.
2009. Go right there, second one. Yeah.
Yeah. Click
So
on that.
the American one, it's Rooney Mara, and this one it's
Is
Noomi Rapace.
Noomi Rapace.
And so he gets those two mixed up because they played the same role and they kind of look alike.
And
But
one's named Rooney and one's named Noomi.
then the other Mara sister was in American Horror Story first season, and she does really cool stuff too.
The whole time, every
And
time I
so-
saw this Rooney Mara or whatever, I'm like, oh my god, it's Katy Perry's fucking long lost
Yeah.
cousin or whatever.
Sure.
She looks a
I
lot
can see
like
that.
Katy Perry.
It's
see that.
super. I'm so glad you watched it and you brought it back up again because that's one of the ones I'd watch again.
Yes, it's
It's
on
worth seeing
Netflix.
again.
It just came
It's
available.
good.
I think I added it while we were talking about something. The last recording session, so 3 weeks ago technically now, but 2 weeks ago, we were going through something and I don't remember. I just saw it go by. I'm like, I want to see that.
Yeah, it
And I
just barely
yeah.
came out on Netflix.
Yeah,
You're right.
so it's only been out for like 2 or 3 weeks. So
Check
Nice
it out,
mention,
guys.
yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
check this one out.
It's fun.
It's good.
I think it's getting 7.1 out of 10 on site of or on on what's it called, IMDb, and I think it might be getting a little bit lower rating just because people weren't expecting what
Right.
they were getting into.
I think this is one of those movies that kind of slipped by because people just didn't know what it was,
Right.
You know what to
Right.
expect. But this is one where I was pleasantly surprised.
I
Oh,
remember
yeah.
you guys said that when you
Yeah.
went and saw it at the theaters, and as soon as I saw that, I'm like, oh yeah, this is what, and it's under crime drama first and then thriller, so maybe it might be miscategorized, but I remember you guys
Possibly,
saying
yeah.
how much you
Yeah.
were not expecting the twists in it, and I had to see it.
I
so.
just think it's so smart whenever a filmmaker can dupe us so well.
Yeah,
and I
like,
love
very well,
getting
yeah.
duped. I love like realizing what I saw was true and accurate, but it was from a perspective that is revealed later on to be something different.
Yeah,
and that's
and-
really cool.
And there was even at one point where I almost couldn't keep up with what was going on with Catherine Zeta-Jones. I'm like,
Yeah.
what in the holy hell is happening with her? Why is she even in? At first, I could not figure out why she was even in it. I'm like, why are you here? You are useless to this story until
Yeah.
like 3/4 the way,
Yeah.
more than 3/4
Yeah.
the way through it. Like, oh, you're very integral to this story.
How about that Channing Tatum though? Huh?
That's Channing Tatum, man.
Channing Tatum, though.
Give him a leash, put him on the
I
ground.
think that you've got a man crush on this.
No.
No, he doesn't.
I really don't.
I promise you guys.
No,
I know what his man crushes are, and that's not Channing Tatum.
I would definitely say
More of Jude Law
I would
than
have more of a
No,
Jude Law crush
no,
than
what
a
is it?
Tatum
Ewan
crush.
McGregor, sing to me.
Yes.
Hey,
Those
can,
beautiful eyes.
This has just speaking of movies that have a twist that you don't see coming, starring Jude Law. Have you guys seen Repo Men?
Yeah.
No, I have not.
Repo Men's awesome, right? That and with Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah.
Holy
I
shit! What?
didn't like it.
How do you not like Repo Men?
I didn't like it. It just that
That-
one scene.
that
That one
good, huh?
scene.
I know the scene
near the end.
The sex scene.
What?
If you can call it that. But I'm just saying, why are they not going into
Oh
shock
my god,
or
is this
dying?
it? Is this the movie that we talk about?
Yeah.
I totally forgot the title. Holy Jesus. We were in the theater watching this, and I progressively, consistently got more and more and more pissed off. I was to the point where I thought, this is the stupidest, shittiest, awfulest
And during this,
baloney
and then the
bullshit
sex
thing.
scene happened, and
then the
Kim
sex thing.
literally was this close
And
to
I
standing up and
exploded.
going, "No!"
I was like, come on! And then the movie got awesome. And then the
it
movie
has
got
that
awesome.
final turn. That
got
makes
a turn.
awesome.
It does, but I was so angry already. I'm like, I don't care.
Hey,
I don't care.
I was pretty angry.
I thought
and
it was
it
great.
really
I'm
came
like,
around for me.
oh,
One of
you're-
the best twist endings. I
Yeah,
think.
and it totally got me.
I just didn't.
And if I weren't so wrapped up in myself, I would have seen it. I would have seen it.
I didn't like any of the characters.
But you were not supposed to. Kind of, sometimes.
I don't like it when I don't like any of them. But like we've talked about before, like a show like Firefly, where even the scumbag you like,
Yeah.
even though you
Yeah.
know he's an awful person,
Right.
You there's something about him that you like.
That's
Like
that's
you
totally
can have
legitimate.
unlikable characters, but make something click as far as make something likable about them. But in movies where it's just everyone's unlikable, it just doesn't do it for
That's
me.
a great shot. I want that shot. I always love these action scenes and like Kill Bill slow-mo walk around the corner in my little, flip-flop socks. I want that stuff.
You want
Like
it to happen?
I want to do those. I want a photo shoot where I just get to do all my
it's,
favorite action shots.
That was from the musical. That last image you did,
The
the Repo,
The
opera.
genetic opera or
Yeah,
whatever?
genetic opera. That's the Repo Men from the movie, and they're actually kind of
Show pony.
really similar. And
Yeah,
That's really cool.
There's questions as to who
that's a
got
cool
what from where.
looking gun.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just
Yeah.
think Jude Law sometimes makes movies with nice
Twisty
twists.
goose.
I like Jude Law. I'm
I
just
do
gonna,
too.
That's
I think he's
okay.
all right.
Gonna
You can
put
like
that
him.
out there.
He's fine.
I'll say this: there's a movie by Spielberg called AI, which I think is not good.
Very weird movie.
Like half
But
Kubrick,
I
right?
think
After
it's
he
just-
died, yeah.
I think it's a
Fucking
bad
weird, yeah.
movie,
Yeah.
except I think Jude Law is really
oh,
good in it.
good. He's good.
I think he's really good. Like I
Yeah.
watched that movie and go, "This movie's a piece
Yeah.
of shit." But then when Jude Law's on screen, I'm like, "Oh, he's good."
isn't he a
Good.
sex bot?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a sex bot.
But he plays it really well. I don't know how else to say it. I just feel like he does. Yeah, you can't watch AI. It's unwatchable. It's just bad. But Jude Law's good. That's all. So maybe I like Jude Law. Okay.
I think we do. And what else is going on?
Well, did you see anything this week? You didn't, right? Tom?
No, well, I've talked about it before. I saw it in the theaters, but I watched it with a bunch of people who hasn't seen it, and that's This Is the End.
Oh, this is the end.
And I have
So
to,
good.
I have to say, like after I watched it, I had wondered why I haven't bought it yet. Mm-hmm. It's one of those movies where, at least for me, it does have a lot of laugh out loud moments. I don't actually laugh out loud that much when I'm watching it, but it still tickles me on the inside. Like I can appreciate and all the scenes.
So
the
it held
dialogue.
up even a second time.
Absolutely, no,
Yeah. Good.
absolutely.
It's only-
and I think it's one of those movies that you can watch over and over again
Absolutely.
and catch things that
Absolutely.
you may have missed.
That's
it's only $4.99 on
awesome.
Amazon.
Yeah,
Right now.
No, and
video.
if you don't buy it, I mean, there's a lot of gross humor, but the dialogue is
Big
just
black
terrific.
demon dicks. That's all I gotta say. It was
You
so
know
great.
what I'll say for This Is the End, which I also really liked. Very few movies for me have an ending that works. That's
That's
just
satisfying.
Satisfying.
Yeah.
Where you go.
That's
oh,
probably one of the
yeah,
best
that's
endings.
the ending.
That ending in
Yeah.
this
This
movie
ending
could
is
have
classic.
easily been a hokey bad ending, but
Easily,
Yeah.
easily.
but in the context of this whole movie,
It was so
like,
satisfying.
and the broad considering how broad this movie could have gone as far as, you know, it's revelations here we're
Right,
talking
right.
about, and we're talking about beliefs, but somehow they wrapped it up in a perfect package, and
I
it
think
works.
so.
Like, they don't ever really deviate from the world or the rules that they've created, and
And-
it's wonderful.
I want to go to that heaven. Just saying.
Well, technically,
back, all right.
God,
No,
that would be a
it's-
great.
no,
I could wake up to that every day. I'd be fine
I
with that.
couldn't.
If-
To me, that would be horrible. But I love it as an ending. For a
I'll
movie.
recommend it again, as far as if
Absolutely.
people haven't seen it,
Yeah.
either rent or buy it.
Watch
This
it.
is the end. We all agree this
Yes.
is a good movie.
Yeah.
Buy it. Just go
Yeah.
out and like sight unseen. You haven't seen it yet. Sight unseen. Buy it. I guarantee you, you will not hate it.
You want to guarantee it?
Yep.
Wow.
That's
Or
I
your
got
money
balls,
back.
Lewis.
bold. Good job. Well, Kim and I also went and saw a new movie this week.
Oh
We
my
saw
gosh.
a movie called Gravity.
Gravity.
I wanted to see
George
that.
Clooney, Sandra Bullock.
George
Yes,
Clooney, Sandra
and I
Bullock
have
are
to-
literally the only two actors
That
whose
you
faces
see.
appear in
you
the
hear
movie.
voices for other people,
When
but
they
they're the
run
only
the
two
credits,
people you see.
there's 5 voices
Well, you see
and 2
you
actors.
see another actor.
You see his spacesuit, but you never get his face.
Yeah, you don't actually see him.
Yeah, you don't really see him.
I remember the very first time I saw a trailer and heard about Gravity, and I just didn't buy it. I didn't.
Yeah.
I was so not sold.
Didn't care.
And I, got the
I did
heavy
not-
breathing, and I got the scaredness, and I got her flying off of the thing, and then I was just like, Sandra Bullock in space. This is like, come on. I mean, I know movies are fiction, but you're really stretching it here. And then I saw a more in-depth trailer, and then I read a whole spread in the EW about the making of it, what it's about, more details, and then I got really excited. So we were super pumped to go and see it, and we're not let down. Both
No,
of us.
I was not let
I'll
down.
speak for myself, but you too. I mean, we had a great time. It
Just-
was such an experience.
Just this image alone is just.
It's
literally your
intense.
word. Like if you
Yeah.
if you're any sort of person that imagines yourself or puts yourself into another situation, or oh my god, what would it be like to be up there, and just looking at this, going, oh fuck, that would suck so bad.
you're not just watching it, you are experiencing it.
Yeah, the camera work in this
Yeah.
film. This is by the same guy who made Children of Men, which had that really long shot at the end. Or he's done some other movies that are,
Yeah.
from a film point of view, they're
Just
really strong.
stellar.
But like that, within the first 10 minutes, she's knocked off. I mean, you see it in the commercial where
Yeah.
the wreckage hits and kills everything, and she's knocked loose, and she's just tumbling through space. And what you realize, because I've always wanted to be a space person since I was a little kid and saw Star Wars, right? And you watch her tumbling through space, and he's like, "Tell me where you are. What can you see?" And he's asking her for directions. You can't stop. Like
Right.
if you're tumbling, you tumble.
That's your motion.
forever, because that's your motion.
Yeah.
There's no air to kind of hold your arms out and like slow yourself down. There's nothing. You just. I mean,
But wait,
from your
so-
point of view, you're completely still, and the fucking world just goes by every few minutes, just like the sun passes over, and we think we're still, but we're really on a rotating
Sure.
planet. That's what it would be. You'd just be sitting there and you see the world go by every once. The Earth.
So
just-
it wouldn't necessarily make you motion sick.
No, it doesn't make you motion sick. The problem is you can't stop turning.
Yeah.
And you get that in the first 10 minutes, and it makes you in the audience feel very nervous and out of control.
Yeah, because you're
And
like, there's another
yeah.
80 minutes of this. What the hell else is going to happen to her?
Yeah, it's
And it's a journey.
It's
It
a
really
real
is a
journey.
journey. But you're just I don't know. I gotta say, you feel it again, and it's the camera work and it's the stuff that they did, because they're obviously not in space, but you absolutely have no idea. I mean, if you watch
Yeah.
this and you didn't know anything about the world, you would never know that they weren't. It's so seamless.
The camera work is
transitions and the camera work.
insane.
It's
They
brilliant.
have a shot where the camera's looking at Sandra Bullock, and
wait,
it
so
goes. She's got her mask
she's
on.
spinning, and then it goes in on her face, and then all of a sudden the camera's moving with her, and so
It
now
goes
we start
into
tumbling.
her helmet
It goes in through her
and looks
helmet
out
lens,
through her helmet, and
then
then
it comes back out again,
which
all
is
in one shot.
impossible.
Impossible.
But you're just
And you
watching
can't-
going,
you can't figure it
"Holy
out."
Shit! It's kind of
it's
like
just-
Panic Room by David Fincher.
Yeah,
Do you remember
he does
that?
a lot
Yeah.
of
Where
the,
the camera goes through like the
the
coffee
vents.
mug handle.
Yeah, and it goes through
And
vent
you're like,
systems
They
that
can't
come
fit a
out.
camera
Yeah.
through there.
Yeah.
It's that kind of
digital work. It's
digital
just-
camera work where
yeah.
it's seamless and you think it's all clear and clean, but clearly
It's just beautiful too. I liken this to the first time everyone experienced Avatar, where it was something brand new that no one's ever seen before, and he does some amazing stuff
that's
here.
true.
So if you can see it in 3D, this is probably the only film I would recommend it in 3D. We saw it in 2D, and it was still amazing.
It was amazing in 2D. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
It's visually one of the most impressive movies I've ever seen. Sound-wise, also one of the most impressive because you only hear what can be heard.
Inside their helmets.
So if there's like you can hear them breathing, you can hear sounds that would transmit through their
Yeah.
suits or whatever. If she goes into a place, you can hear what's in there. But she'll be right next to something that's being demolished.
You don't
and
hear it
It's silent
because you can't hear anything in
and
space.
it's so hard
Makes
to.
sense.
But George Lucas gave us Star Wars where spaceships are like,
Right.
and we're kind of used to the idea that space is somehow the same as the atmosphere. And when you watch this movie, you go, oh, space is impossible to live in.
Right.
I get it. I don't ever want to be an astronaut now. Like, this movie makes you very scared. And then the third thing,
Yeah.
she goes through an actual journey. Like, the
Yeah,
story
the-
she
the
goes
story.
through actually is worth thinking about and talking about.
And her struggle, you're
Mm-hmm.
rooting for her. It's just
It's a well-told
Yeah.
story. It's simple. It's almost all
Yeah.
visual.
Cool.
So you don't have to worry a lot about hokey dialogue and stuff.
yeah,
It's good.
it's good.
I'd like to point
We're
out.
seeing now at the theater.
Yeah, go see it now. What?
Oh, I'd like to point out that Firefly, in fact, has the silent space treatment.
Which
you
is
ever watch
great.
it?
Yeah.
Yes, I
Yeah.
love that. That's what filmmakers should do. There's this belief, and I know George Lucas started it and it worked, but there's this belief that if we show things silently, then somehow we're not, all our senses aren't engaged and it's not as exciting. Like watching something explode or be torn apart, you want that. If you just see it, it somehow is less.
Michael
but
Bay.
it's not less.
Yeah. Well, it has a very specifically different impact, I
Yeah.
think. Definitely.
Oh, and George Clooney is charming, and I thought I was going to say that Cate Blanchett probably deserved the Oscar for Best Actress this year, but maybe Sandra Bullock deserves it, and I never thought I'd say that.
Yeah,
I never
same
thought I
here.
would say Sandra
Say that
Bullock
word.
deserves an Oscar, but you know what? For Gravity, she might. And the
Yeah.
director who also wrote it,
Cuarón,
he
yeah.
might deserve an Oscar
Yeah.
too. Just
I'm in on that.
quality work.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's a new experience.
I would I
For
cannot
that.
wait to go see it. And that just opened recently, so you
Yes.
should probably go
Yeah.
get yourself to it before
Oh,
it's
for
not there
sure.
anymore.
And I ask, is this even a science fiction movie? Because everything that happens in this movie, like the technology
Is
and
real.
stuff, is all modern day
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like they go to the International Space Station.
Right, yeah, like
Yeah.
all the stuff that you can see here, like these are the
There's a
spaceships that
Russian-
we use right now.
Yeah.
Right. So it doesn't feel like, oh, these are space
This
people.
couldn't happen.
Right.
Yeah.
No, this is it absolutely could.
Yeah, these are the suits we currently use. Yeah, this is all
And her
current
role,
stuff.
what she does and who she is and why she's up there with the George Clooney character makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's completely legitimate. So,
Good.
yeah, it's very
It's
realistic.
nice to see a female lead
Yeah.
without the stereotypical
Without forcing
shoving,
it, you know,
yeah.
like oh,
and
we
she
really
holds
wanted
the
a man.
she holds it.
Yeah, she
from start to finish.
She handles.
I mean,
this
she's
movie.
got it.
Good for Sandra Bullock.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good for her.
She said
Good
See
follow
it.
up to the heat.
Would you say that she hasn't made a movie this good since, I don't know, Miss Congeniality?
Probably. I think if we're gonna line her movies up, we start with Miss Congeniality,
I like that.
obviously.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Duh.
Speed,
Yeah.
Gravity, The Heat.
Wait, what's the one where she won
the
the,
one with
fuzzy
Bradley
for
Cooper
it?
where
What are
she
those?
falls in the hole. What
Yeah,
was that
yeah.
called?
The
Not the
Razzie?
Razzie, the fuzzy.
I thought she got the Razzie
And she's
for
like,
Miss Congeniality too.
No.
Didn't
She
she?
got it for All About Earl, or she
Oh.
runs along and she's got. I don't know,
Yeah,
it's
she did some
mixed
piece of
stupid.
shit. And,
And
that's
she,
the
like,
same
has
year
buck
she won
teeth.
for
For The Blind Side.
Football Mom.
Blind
yeah,
Side.
Blind Side.
Yeah.
See, so she's been in some shit. Judge Dredd. I think she deserves. Was she in Judge Dredd? Or
Demolition Man.
Demolition Man. Was it Demolition Man? Yeah, I got the wrong movie. So Demolition Man. She's been in some classics. Like I said, I didn't expect her to be awesome. And
that's why I was a little.
I am not gonna stand up for her unless she deserves it, and I think she does.
Oh
for
yeah,
this
and
movie.
I'm not holding back either. She did a great job.
She does. She
Yeah.
does a good job. All right.
Ooh,
Some
trailers.
Movie news is slim
news.
pickings, but we got some cool trailers that we forgot to get to last week.
Which I haven't seen this trailer.
This is something I
Frankenstein.
Yeah, I have no idea what it even is, but Lewis mentioned it, and it sounds intriguing.
Aaron Eckhart's new Frankenstein movie.
Well, let's give it
a go.
See if we like the looks of this or not.
What?
Looks like I'm alien, like an angel.
Frankenstein. The rumors are true.
F for Frankenstein.
I was given life 200 years ago.
Aaron Eckhart.
Oh,
and like
nice.
none other.
Wow. You have strength and speed and stamina, far beyond that of any human. You could use those gifts in a war that you are already a part of.
I go my own way.
You cannot save the human race. Nothing can stop their demise.
Yes! Love Bill Nighy.
Good guy. Or Bill Nighy.
It's from the producers of Underworld.
Figures.
An entire body
Is that-
like me.
Yeah.
Tens of thousands of them.
What's her name? Naomi?
In the end of all
What?
mankind.
No, who's that?
No. Uh-oh, ninjas.
Is that what ninjas look like
I
coming
love
up of
ninjas.
a building? Oh my god.
When I met you, I looked into your eyes and saw darkness.
I'm a monster.
You're only a monster if you behave like one.
Yvonne Straczynski.
Oh, right.
Must be
Yeah,
destroyed.
totally.
Yvonne.
When did Frankenstein get hand tools?
Those are cool.
Blade tools.
God will surely damn you.
Hi, Frankenstein.
Already did.
So it's clearly like a heaven versus hell movie, and then they've just thrown Frankenstein in there too, right?
I'm watching it.
The monster.
Because Frankenstein's the one being that doesn't have a soul. So
Right,
he's
because he was
obviously
artificially created.
Then
No,
why is he fighting for good people?
Well, or is he fighting for bad people?
Oh.
Well, because the
fights for
freaking
himself.
flying
Didn't you
guy
hear it?
with the wings
What
and the
is
big
he?
axe
What-
is probably the bad guy.
What is evil? I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, it's,
Oh, come on now.
God, I'm deep. Anyways,
I'm gonna kick you in the nuts with that one.
It's one of those movies.
Thomas got one.
Oh.
I was just making an observation, not a joke.
Give him
Anyways.
another one.
yeah.
Too late.
Dumb.
Document
Catching
protest.
Yes,
Anyways,
he's
Yeah.
got 2 on my 3 in less than 30 seconds.
all I have to do is compliment myself when I get a tumbleweed. But thanks, guys.
Welcome.
I don't know.
No, it's one of those movies like are easily you can easily say it's gonna be bad.
It's gonna be
But
bad.
you might be surprised.
I hope
Remember-
Yeah, like bad, like Van Helsing bad. It looks like
Remember-
that.
Oh,
God.
That's the worst.
Collective groan.
Do you think it'll be better than
Remember
Van Helsing?
when Legion came out and how exciting that looked? Does everybody remember Legion?
I do remember Legion.
And
It
I
looked
was like,
so
oh my god, this was
cool.
going to be so cool as angels and demons, and what a pile of shit that was.
Or what's that newer? It just
They
came
never
on
got out of
Netflix.
the-
That Greek movie. It just came out on Netflix, and now I can't remember it.
No.
It's with the
Wrath of the Titans.
No. It's that where they almost did the 80s or not 80s, 70s gods, how they looked.
Oh,
It was
like
abysmal.
I know the
It was
Immortals.
horrible.
The Immortals.
Immortals.
Yes.
Like when I saw the preview for that, and I saw how the gods looked, I was kind of stoked.
The gods
retro
looked pretty cool.
I like the retro.
Their retro look was kind of strange.
But
and
then
cool.
I saw the movie, and it
It wasn't very good. As much money as they put into that, it should have been better. That had Superman.
No,
as the main
I was
guy.
actually surprised. Yeah,
The
I know.
Immortals.
Is this the one?
Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah.
the 300 guys.
No, not
No,
the
go down
guy with
to-
the mask.
go down
The guy
to-
with the Roman
Right here?
armor.
Boom,
Yeah,
there we go.
yeah, that's.
There's the Immortals.
Like
That's
with-
oh yeah, that is Superman. Holy
Look
shit!
at the insane helmets and
Yeah, those really crazy helmets were cool.
This guy looks cool. And this guy looks cool. Oh, look at that.
Ares.
The
That is
armor,
sweet.
the armor was really fun.
Yeah, the
but that's
gods
the only
had
good.
really cool armor. And
That was the only
just-
good part, though.
Like I like that Zeus looked like he was 20.
Yeah,
You know, because
I didn't care.
we always imagine that like the
White
the
beard.
god is some old man because this, you know, our culture has us believe that old people are wise, and if God is wise, he must therefore be old. But if you're immortal and can live forever and don't get older, and you had a body for some reason, why wouldn't you look?
Yeah.
you would
Why
just-
wouldn't you look like this?
Always, yeah.
Jesus, I want to look like
No,
that
and
someday.
to be honest, the
Superman.
gods were cool in that movie,
Why
and then
wouldn't you
some
look
of
hot?
the action, it was 300-esque action,
Yeah.
was kind of fun to watch, but then the rest
It
of
was
it was
mostly bad.
bad.
It
It
was
was horrible.
Will somebody buy me this for Christmas so I don't have to actually get real 8-pack abs?
I don't know if you know, but it is Halloween. There's probably any Halloween store has.
No, I want this one
That
with
one.
his sweat on it.
God.
It's off subject, but someone said it was the men's answer to the padded bra,
Shit.
and it's a full body front, muscular
Pecs and abs.
and then they show it with a T-shirt, and it just makes you look like you're in shape.
I forget what the fuck those things. I know what you're talking about.
That's too cool.
No, yeah, it was pretty funny.
We need to
looking.
start doing that, deceiving people.
Yes.
I don't need to deceive.
I've got
anyone.
some more news, actually.
Start.
I do. I've got some news. So, Star Wars 7, as you know, has been looking at casting people or coming, you know, they're tweeting like, I've been in talks for Star Wars 7.
Yeah.
Amongst the names that have been thrown out are Chloe Grace Moritz, who's like Carrie Girl.
Yeah,
or
and
Hit Girl
Hit
from,
Girl.
Oh, cool.
So
I could-
she might
I could
show
live
up.
with that.
As
She's a decent actress.
as like
Yeah.
Luke and Leia's daughter.
Maybe.
Or, that'd be
Well,
sweet.
the other one that's been out, they're not saying at all who they're casting these people as. They're just supposedly going in. Another name was, I don't even know how to pronounce it, Saoirse Ronan. Do you know her? She was in Atonement, the blonde girl in Atonement. She
Was she the younger sister?
Yeah.
Okay.
She was also in that movie where she's like a hitman girl. No, I'm making. No
yeah.
one knows who this girl
Well,
is.
I know.
Wait,
I saw the movie.
the one with-
Hannah. She was in
Oh, I
Hannah.
knew it. Yeah,
Yes,
with
yes,
Kate
yes, yes.
Blanchett,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
She's actually a really good
Yeah.
actress. Oh, she was also in that new shitty movie, the Stephanie Myers movie that didn't do well.
The host.
The host. She was the host girl.
Okay.
She's a really good actress, even though she's in a terrible movie. And I would much rather see her because no one really knows her. And I think for Star Wars 7, we just want to see new people.
Yeah, fresh face.
You know,
yeah.
when Harrison Ford was in Star Wars, people weren't like, "Oh, wow, that's Harrison Ford as Han Solo." They were like, "There's some guy."
Wasn't he in that one 50s race?
He showed up in American Graffiti
Yeah.
in a bit part. He's in the conversation in a small part. So I mean, he'd been in one or two movies, but he was an unknown basically. And I think that would be a great way to go because part of my problem, I have about 30 problems with the first movies, but I don't like going, oh, there's Sam Jackson with a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Natalie Portman. You know,
Yeah.
like I don't want to know
Stunt
these
casting
people.
And to
almost.
be honest, who is it? The same director? As far as
J.J. Abrams.
yeah, is Abrams still got his hands on it?
Abrams is still
What I
word
kind
on the
of
streets.
like
He still
about
got it.
if he is directing it, I know he's in movies probably before it, but I never even heard of Chris Pine before Star Trek.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, and Chris Pine was so good as Kirk.
No,
he still
absolutely.
is. He's so good as Kirk.
I'm really hoping, and to be honest, it has its flaws. I enjoyed both the new Star Trek movies. As far as
I love
they
both
have a
of them.
ton of
both-
flaws, and they're both so fun.
yeah, absolutely.
Right?
And I think that's
Get the right actor, get the right fucking actor for the movie, and don't stunt cast. Don't say, oh wow, we can get so and so, and this person's really hot right now in Hollywood. Because they're not going to be hot in 10 years, whoever they are, I mean, they got Hayden Christensen to play Anakin in the first few Star Wars movies. Who the fuck wants to see anything with Hayden Christensen, right?
Right.
Not that he was famous, but for me, Sam Jackson is a fine actor in certain roles. I don't want to see him with lightsabers.
Yeah.
This would I don't know if I would.
John Noble will be fine. No one knows him. He's from Fringe. He's a good actor, but he's a solid actor.
Is he in Lord of the Rings as well?
Yeah, he is. He's in one of the Lord.
He's the guy in charge of
of the horse riders, the
yes.
Riders of Rohan. He's their old king or whatever.
No, not Rohan.
Rohan.
Isn't
he?
No, it's Aragon's.
Is he?
He's the guy that takes care of the Aragon's city.
Oh, okay.
I've had a few drinks, so I can't remember. But no,
I thought he was with the Riders.
It's
but,
the city that's built up, and he commits suicide. He falls off.
He's good though.
He's excellent.
See, look, if you see her holding a lightsaber, you're gonna be like, no.
Well, come on, look at that picture. That's dumb.
I know. Obviously, it's a stupid
They just
picture.
took a picture and then stuck a saber
It's
out.
like a lightsaber next to her.
She didn't really.
That's literally this is her carry.
And
Get up.
and we said that she wasn't a bad actress.
I think she's a great actress,
Yeah, so-
but I just want to see some new faces. Sometimes not recognizing the actor makes you see the character instead of the actor. Like
maybe.
when I first saw Han Solo, I didn't go, "Oh, look, Harrison Ford's doing Han Solo." I thought that's Han Solo.
To be fair,
You know?
though, I'd be very surprised if we
They're not gonna
didn't
go complete
recognize.
unknowns.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
agree.
So if you throw in a couple of curveballs, like I'd rather, if we were gonna get a known actor or actress, I'd rather have someone like her than big Hollywood name.
Some super hot cutie girl that can't act.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
What's her face from Transformers?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Megan Fox.
Yeah.
Or the other one that looks like a foot.
Yeah.
Megan Fox.
The one that replaced. Yeah, her and
the one that the
one that
Victoria's
replaced
Secret
her.
model.
Yeah.
Oh, she was abysmal.
She was worse. She was
How can you be worse than Megan Fox?
Yeah.
Megan Fox is sitting at home going, "See,
told you."
Yeah, I'm not the worst actress. I told you.
I bet you I could still say whatever I wanted and get back into that franchise. I don't know why, but this is really awesome. I don't know why I like this picture as much as I did. That's awesome.
A few other things. Ant-Man, Edgar Wright's Ant-Man has apparently started filming because they have Edgar Wright has tweeted a picture from the set. And so that's exciting. I hope it looks awesome. That's all I know.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have a semi-comedy action superhero movie in the Marvel universe.
It would,
because I mean, we do
together.
have the Galaxy, Guardians of the Galaxy coming up, but I don't think that's going to be full on.
The closer we get to Guardians of the Galaxy, the more like my
trepidation.
That's great.
The more trepidatious I am, the more I'm like, oh dear, is this movie gonna just blow? Like I want Guardians of the Galaxy to be awesome. I really do, but I fear.
Is it because they announced Vin Diesel as the voice of?
Maybe as Groot. Groot. That's all he says. That's all Groot's lines ever have been.
Yeah, but Vin Diesel, man, come on.
Yeah, he was great as the Iron Giant.
Yeah, he was pretty good. What about Rocket Raccoon though? Is it gonna play, or are we just gonna be sitting in the audience going, "Dear Lord"?
We did see that GIF, and it looked
with the
cool.
machine gun.
That looked kind of cool.
It could be cool. You're right. Okay, I'll keep my fingers crossed. I'm trying to keep my expectations kind of low so that it does.
So that you're surprised when you watch it.
I'd much rather be like, "Holy shit, that's awesome!"
Right?
That is so great.
He's mean looking.
Yeah. One last thing that might this isn't a movie, but did you hear they're making a TV show based on Gotham, kind of the Gotham Central? It'll
Yes,
be the early
except
days
it's
of
more Gordon.
Chief Gordon.
Doesn't it focus more around him?
Yeah, like his early days before Batman ever shows
and
up.
I'd assume it's probably while he was a detective, right? Rather than
He'll be the lead.
That's cool.
We'll get to follow Gordon.
That could be really
potentially could be great.
Yeah.
Or terrible.
But they did a good job. They did a decent job with Arrow. I didn't watch Smallville, but I understand it's terrible. But Arrow's okay. His sister's terrible. The girl that plays his sister, maybe the worst actress on TV, except for
the
Sky.
No, from
Perception.
3 Names. Not Jennifer Jason Leigh. She's fantastic, but
Jennifer Love Hewitt.
no, 3 Names. Rachel Lee Cook.
Rachel Lee Cook.
Jesus, she's worse
so
than
bad.
January Jones.
Well, no one's worse than January Jones, but she's
Rachel
Come
Lee Cook
on.
is the.
I think
she's all that
January
chick, right?
Jones
We stopped
I
watching
don't know.
Perception
Rachel Lee Cook's the worst.
because she
She's
was
so
the worst. Like, we were
I
just
gotta find
laughing the whole time. She's terrible.
To be I never watched Smallville, and I've heard people hate on it and love it. How many seasons did that last?
Like 10.
10, yeah.
Well, I was gonna say,
LEIGH.
at least DC can put out series that are that.
Jesus,
tend
that
to
is
last,
fucking
it seems.
she's all that chick.
Yeah, it
Yes.
is.
Is she all that?
Yes.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
You've never seen such bad acting as in Perception.
Never.
I know we're not a TV show podcast, but dear
Never.
Lord,
We can hit on whatever we want, Lewis.
No, it's the worst.
she
yeah.
does worst line readings. Give me a line.
Worst
to say.
timing, worst line reading,
Here, do
no
Do
humor.
a Rachel Lee Cook line. Your line is,
Oh my god.
I just got a call from the FBI. Go.
No.
Do Rachel Lee Cook.
What's the
I
guy's
just
name?
got a call from the FBI. I don't
No, it's not that bad. That's stupid.
That's not bad acting. That's just, I don't know what
That's
that
your
is.
forcing it.
What's the show called?
Perception.
Perception.
It's got the guy from Will and Grace on it.
Yeah, that's
And he
it.
was okay, but next to anyone on the show,
She's so
she's
bad.
just bad.
She just drags everyone else down.
She's so bad.
She drags the whole show down.
The show's not great anyway.
No, it really wasn't.
But no, don't
do it.
bother
Don't
looking
worry
at
about it. We can
doesn't
watch
matter.
some cool
Yeah.
trailers. Do we have any more trailer news?
Yes, I do have one more.
Okay,
Yeah,
one more trailer.
Let's check it out.
Speaking of Chris Pine.
Yes. This one is also rest in peace, Tom Clancy. This is a Tom Clancy storyline creation.
He's Jack, right?
Yeah.
Tom Clancy, yeah.
Oh no, Chris
Pine. Yeah.
Oh, I could live in
Oh,
that.
Keira Knightley?
Quarterback, I have a situation. Somebody tried to kill me.
What the hell's going on with my internet tonight?
Yeah, it's been awesome. The old head on the toilet trick.
Ouch.
Dead.
Jack, is work okay?
Yeah? You know, you sold this as an office job. Why don't you sit down?
Costner.
Very scary scenario.
Superman's
I
dad?
don't have your PhD. Tokyo, London, the United States. It's gonna be a wipeout. We'll never see it coming. You're not just an analyst anymore. You're operational now.
Ooh.
Oh, and Kenneth Branagh directed it and plays the villain.
I'll be working the whole time.
Nice.
They play rough over there, Jack. Victor Cherevin is unpredictable.
You Americans like to think of yourselves as direct. Perhaps you are just rude.
Perhaps you're just touchy. Jack, you got another problem. What are you doing here?
You lied to me for 3 years. Somebody
Come
you
on,
were in
of
the
course
sea-
not. Can we have a minute, please? No. This is geopolitics, not couples therapy.
Partnerships are delicate, Mr. Ryan. Sometimes they end violently.
What the hell is going on here? Sometimes the ones closest to us are the ones we should trust the least. We all have our secrets.
You think this is game, Jack?
They will bring us to our knees without even firing a shot.
There's a very real scenario here where we don't get out of this alive.
We're gonna compromise.
If you find the truth, will you believe it?
Whoa.
Shadow Recruit.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely seeing that one.
But
Kenneth Branagh's a good director. He'll
Kenneth
make sure
Branagh
it's a
looks
solid.
awesome. He was such a
He'll make
badass
it
shooting a
solid.
gun like that.
No.
Keira Knightley's character looks so generic. And,
Yeah.
Oh, good. Another wife who's bitchy
You've
when
been
she
lying
finds
to
out
me for 3 years.
you're secretly a secret agent. I am disappointment in you.
Yeah.
Yeah, glad
but
you took some time off from your period pieces.
I could.
Your period.
Period.
No, period pieces. She's always doing that British bullshit. She's always doing all this.
I just realized they didn't show that. You could only hear that. I'm sorry, everybody that was like yelling at me for not being able to see that.
That's all right.
Wrong button.
I could be wrong, but I thought Jack Ryan was more of an investigator.
Well, they do say that you're an analyst.
I was just.
And he goes,
I was
now you're out. Here's a gun. Go be a hero.
Well, that's why I was kind of wondering when he was taking on the 350-pound black guy trying to kill him.
Yeah,
Listen, I can be
in the
the
bathroom?
350-pound black guy. All I need is a toilet to break his head.
That's
off.
right.
As long as I got a toilet available.
Well, that's where I became kind of concerned. I'm like, wait,
Yeah.
are we turning him into a Jack Reacher?
Yes. I can reach things, okay?
I'm a Jack Reacher.
God.
It looks
I don't
okay.
Candy, though, you know how tall that Jack Reacher is?
I know.
Yeah.
Here's my favorite line from Jack Reacher. Hey, could you reach that for me?
Oh my god.
Hey, that's on the top shelf.
Could you reach that up there for me, sir?
It's
Please?
not very nice.
You guys are just envious of his charisma.
He's fucking charismatic.
Yeah,
I'll give
he's
it to him.
6'5" charismatically, but he's still 6'4"
I love Jack
IRL,
Reacher.
so.
I thought Jack Reacher was
6'4"?
fun. It was all right.
6'4" with charisma, 5'4" with real life.
Actually, I'm pretty sure he's taller than me.
5'7".
Is he?
Yeah, he's 5'7". He's
With-
taller than me.
Yeah, he's 5'7" with 3-inch heels on.
No. Boys.
Danny DeVito towers over Tom Cruise.
That's true. I've seen it.
I've seen it.
Or it might have been a camera trick. It could have been a camera trick.
All right. Enough news.
That sounds good
Is it
to
time
me.
for the
Yeah.
sounds? The sounds of noises.
The noise that makes
no,
sounds.
Sound of noise.
Le noise au sound.
You know what?
Le.
I'd like to hear from Thomas.
Uh-oh.
Thomas, why don't you open it up?
Did you do your fucking homework for once?
Yeah.
Did you do your homework?
Yeah,
Jared,
actually, I'll be honest, I almost forgot.
Oh.
Like I was like, oh, it's time for bed. Let's go to bed. And I was like, oh, I have homework, right?
Well, that's what you need to do. Right before you go to
Anyways.
sleep, watch a movie.
No, and I remember it. Crystal clear. No,
I actually have Jared's
number
review.
one,
He texted it to
the
me.
main, the main guy, the police officer.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He reminds me of Agent Coulson.
Okay.
At least how he looks. Anyways, no,
I can see that.
I appreciated the creative elements that went into the movie in regards to the music and how they made the music. I enjoyed that.
Very fascinating.
It was fun. Like watching them do it was fun.
Yeah.
And seeing the there's 6 drummers?
Yes.
6 drummers.
one city.
They were fun to watch.
Who, if you watch the credits, played themselves?
Yeah,
Did
with
you
the
notice
same
that?
names, and
No.
they're
Yes.
all the same
Yeah.
people.
I
Yeah.
said that too. Amy's like, no, that's just the. Wait,
No.
that's just. Oh no.
And we
Oh,
see
no,
them
you're
play
right.
when they do the playoff for
Yeah.
I want to be the very first person playing, and we see them in that room actually drumming.
Yeah.
I mean, like, they're doing
Forever.
it.
It was good.
But my main issue was
You watched it?
no. It's like I'm sure they're trying to say a message, but whenever these people play on anything, the main character, the policeman investigating them, he can't hear the sound of that object anymore or person. Like I had a hard time trying to decipher what that actually meant. What I personally thought would help was maybe an inner monologue, make it psychological. However, it was like straight up, this is the way it is. The policeman can't hear anything that these people play on.
Yeah.
I liked the family dynamic with the police officer. It makes you
With his brother?
understanding. Yes,
That was interesting.
why
I
he
agree.
didn't get along with his family. He
Yeah.
doesn't like music. I mean, these are all like I could understand why he didn't like music, and I'm like, yeah, I could see that, and I liked his character, but that the idea that he can't hear whatever they play really
So that
bothered
kind of
me.
like magic twist didn't make sense.
It
and
didn't
so
make sense to me.
threw you
Maybe
off.
I'm not deep enough, or I can't read between the lines. However, I thought like with an inner monologue, where like somehow it was messing with his brain, or I could hear what his thoughts on it. But he's kind of like, oh, what's going on? And then you just kind of...
I think you're going to find with European movies, they're never going to spell things out for you.
And absolutely.
Like
but unfortunately, I'm really Americanized, so it's really hard for me to, like, and don't believe me, like, the whole time I was trying to look for things like, why? You know, his ears bleeding, what...
God, he really
what's
does
going
look
on?
like
And I honestly,
Yeah.
at one point, I was hoping he'd go to a doctor. I wanted some kind of explanation, a little bit. Even if it was like his own insanity that was causing it, that's why I almost wanted to.
It would have been nice to understand why, when these people play on something, he no longer can hear that thing ever.
I mean,
and everyone else can. There is a weird disconnect there.
Yeah.
I just kind of went with it after a while. I was like, okay.
And I did appreciate how they kind of tagged that in with the end, and how he used them to deal with his problem as far as he hates music, like.
Which is such a weird thing, right? Have you ever seen a character in a movie who's like, I can't stand music?
Yeah.
Just music.
But he
period.
does
And that's basically like the thrust of the movie,
he does
too.
such a terrific job when he's listening to music. Like, you feel his discomfort.
Yeah.
In fact, he made it to the point where I'm like, I don't really want to listen to this classical music right now, and I love classical music. I was like, the way they had the people playing the instruments, and then going back to him, and how fidgety and nervous, and what I could almost feel what was bothering him. Like that, I was actually really amazed at how they invoked that kind of emotion. Like I said, my main problem was I couldn't connect.
What did you guys think about how they play around the town? How they use the city to make music?
The first one, the first movement or whatever,
in the hospital.
I loved it.
That one, I was like, what the fuck?
No, I loved it.
So
it was
weird.
great.
No,
it
and
was
I
so
loved
funny.
it. I loved the bank.
The bank was my favorite scene, I
The
think.
construction equipment was a little slow at first, but then when it picked up, I was like,
The construction
okay, I can see
equipment was
that'd be
really cool.
hard.
Yeah.
The fourth one was actually the biggest disappointment for me.
You didn't like that it was 6 strings and that
And they
I
were
like
moving
that.
up and
They
down like
moved
on
as
a
if they were
stringed
fingers.
instrument.
No, and I realized when they were moving back and forth.
When
However,
he started doing the electricity thing, I was like, okay, he's gonna do that twice, and that will never. It'll just be like, boo, done.
well, to be fair, the electricity didn't actually happen until it was actually the police officers'
His music.
Half
note,
they were
quarter
just,
note, quarter
they,
note.
They were just hitting the wires and moving at different, like a guitar.
I thought that
But
was really cool.
I just
So conceptually, you're
It
like
wasn't as-
thumbs up, but
Yeah.
maybe execution or realistically it was.
Well, first of all, what language were they speaking? I could
Swedish?
Well, I was like,
I'd assume
this
Swedish.
is somewhere.
I'm going with Swedish.
Yeah, something.
This
one
is a
of the
very
top-
low budget movie, by the way.
which is incredible because when they're doing the city lights,
Some of the stuff they're doing.
Yeah, how
was
the
like,
hell did they
that
get
was
those city
pretty
light
neat.
shots?
They didn't. Computer graphics.
Did it?
I'm just saying they
But
did
it's
a good
very
job.
low budget. It
Yeah.
probably costs between 5 and 10. I don't know the actual
Well, I'm such
price, but-
another thing I kind of like too, even though it was low budget, part of the story, and we kind of get one picture on the screen you've got here, Nathan. But every time they went to a new place for a new movement of the 4, they always put the words up on the screen, and I'm such a sucker for text.
Yeah, I
I'm
liked
sorry,
that
I
too.
love
It was
title
cool.
cards. And then the names of the actual movements were kind of fun, and they were funny.
Electric Love.
Electric
Love.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, and
like,
then sometimes
it was
you
kinda
get to the
cool.
point where you're almost scared, like, oh God, what are they gonna do
yeah,
now?
Yeah,
what are they gonna do next?
I do think the bank one was my favorite movement.
I really like the idea of terrorists, in a sense, terrorizing the world, but not actually doing anything bad.
Right.
They just go out and they play
Yeah.
a song illegally, and then they disappear. You know, that's kind of a fun.
You could almost
It's more
say
mischief and mayhem.
Well, you could
than-
almost say that they're the supreme, like, anarchist artist where they don't care if anyone hears them or not.
Yeah,
they
they're
have
not
all
even
these
playing for an
posters
audience.
up all over the city, but they don't even say where they're gonna go, and no one hears their music.
Like the bank scene, they're
Yeah.
like, "You guys are our audience."
Sit down,
and
listen,
there's
yeah.
like there's like what 12 people that got to hear that
Exactly.
particular one.
And in the hospital,
Fascists.
nobody.
Fascists.
He actually
Yeah,
woke up. The guy woke
Yeah.
up, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
let's get it
He's
back
gonna
under
get it back
again."
out
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
Yeah. That was,
Laying on his
yeah,
tummy.
I loved him. Got
and
him clapping.
To
That was funny.
be honest, I don't know how they did it. Maybe it was just their weird European directing magic. But the female lead she was alluring in a weird way. As far as
she was kind of oddly attractive, but not attractive at the
Without
same time.
being a traditional attractive person.
well,
Yes.
she's
See if I can
they
find a
made her
picture of her.
mysterious, but not in an annoying way.
Yeah. I thought she was interesting. I thought she was strong.
Well, the thing that they all kind of had in common was they really appreciated non-traditional anything. They were just very subversive, and they wanted to do their own thing.
And to do the total opposite of classical, where they pair up classical with this weird, like, using anything to make music compared to what's...
He was my favorite drummer.
Yeah, he's the one that... And you don't... You get...
They're just going until somebody stops.
The main character's brother as the conductor before we know that that's his brother. And you realize, because he's with that guy, the bald guy, and he's hitting the drum, he's like, I hate this. Was it Hayden? Hayden, who's the director?
Yeah.
And he's like, and he just hits it one time on the beat, like, and he's just like,
that was right on.
I hate this. And he's like, no, you're wrong. You're
right.
like, oh, he's a dick.
Yeah, he's a dick.
Yeah.
To be completely honest, I think I called that when I saw him. I'm like, oh, he's the brother.
Here she is.
Yeah.
Good close up of her.
Just a normal person. Notice her name is Sanna Persson.
Yeah.
And that's
that was
the
her name
character's
in
name.
the movie, yeah.
My favorite line in the movie is when the main cop meets Sanna
Oh, that's a good one.
Persson.
He has to wear that because he got wet.
He has to wear that
he has to wear a stupid
sweater. He gets this present for his brother. And his brother is this professional conductor, and the present he gets him is the introduction guide to funk bass.
Yeah.
And
recommended by the chick from the
So he comes back later because he figures there's fingerprints on there, and he's like, I need that thing I gave you back. And his brother goes, no, I can't. I'm still learning the funk bass. Just to be a dick. Just because he's like,
to be completely honest,
so great.
What's kind of cool is that they don't spell it out for you, but you can sense there's
their
some
tension.
kind of yes.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I thought when he gave the present back, I know he was being a dick, but I felt like he was like, didn't want to give it back because it was a present from his big brother.
His present. Yeah, no, there's actually a really complex relationship going on there, and they don't spell it out.
Yeah. Yep.
What was Jared's review?
Jarod, and I forgot to read his review for the last one, so pardon me while I read his 2 lines for Parallax View. He said, Parallax View wasn't a bad, kind of shitty, but not too bad. 4 out of 10. Forgot to read that last show. Sound of
I like
Noise.
that kind of in-depth review, though. That's good.
Sound of Noise. This is so great. Sound of Noise was weird. Not bad, but not good either. 4 out of 10. Just because the last song they played sounded like the song when the Terminator is getting close in T2, or it would have been a 2 out of 10. Fuck subtitles. Sorry, Kim.
You can't cut out everything other than English from your experience.
Cinema is a world
it's
art.
So,
it's not just
there's
American.
so many.
Right. Okay, I think this movie's worth seeing because it's weird.
Yeah, but it's weird in a good way.
It does things you've never seen before. It's not the best story.
No.
It's a little boring at times, and sometimes it's confusing, but you will hear some really good drumming.
Definitely.
And you'll see some scenes that you're just like, I've never even thought to do that.
Yeah, for that reason alone, just the drumming and me wishing that I was a drummer once upon a time, enjoying doing the drumming.
I thought about you when I saw those drummers. I was like, I think Nathan has to be like this.
I loved all of it. I thought it was great. I was even to the point where I overlooked every plot point that didn't make sense. I was just like, I don't care. When they're gonna drum some more?
Let's drum some more.
Yeah,
right.
And that fucking last one with the banging on the wires. One question: Did they really accomplish it by what they were doing? Like, was that for reals? Like, did they really get those sounds by doing what they were doing?
You mean by hanging on actual wires?
Yeah.
Maybe. I haven't a clue.
I assume because everything else was like that.
Right, because
everything else made the sounds.
I assumed that as improbable as it seemed, I assumed they got all those noises in the hospital. I assumed they got all those noises out
in
of the bank.
Yeah.
When he draws the bow down that cable,
I think so.
that was
Yeah.
really
I
cool.
really do.
So I was just curious if that was actually possible.
Like a
yeah,
saw,
big
but
old
it
saw. Yeah.
has that kind of sound like a bow.
If that was actually the way they went about getting those sounds out of it, even cooler. That was it. It was so fascinating. I didn't really even care about the the unknowns of the tension between the brother. I thought it was interesting. I didn't care. I just wanted to see more of the movements. It was so fucking cool.
And I kind of agree with Lewis. I was just okay with the magic-ish kind of aspect
Didn't
of
care
like
about that
no,
either.
I actually just accepted it, and I appreciated the film for just asking me to accept it so that I can move on in the film and enjoy the songs and the reasons and the relationships, because there's just sometimes things that don't make sense, and it's okay. Like, I'm okay with it.
I think that, I mean, I agree as far as I don't have a problem that I don't need a logical explanation. However, I think they missed as far as they could have had some fun with what the ideas that were going through his head.
Yes, agreed.
I'm not asking for him to go like, "Hey, what's going on here?" But like,
like not bad voiceover.
Yeah. No, you know what I mean. As far as
Rachel Lee Cook it.
Oh God, don't even. So bad.
No,
God.
no. I honestly, and that's probably the only real complaint I have, just because I did find most of the characters fascinating.
Yeah.
I like the subtle
chase with the cop with the whatever his name was, the only other person that he had an interaction with.
Yeah,
that whole chase when he catches him feeding his pigeons or whatever. I like that whole thing.
Yeah, and he
that
runs
so cool.
through the marina with all the crates. What are those things called? The
shipping
boxes?
crates.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Very
start
cool.
doing reviews like Jarod, I think, since we're missing Jarod. So I thought this was an excellent, awesome, totally shitty, horrible movie that I loved. 4 stars.
Everything's 4 stars, no matter what you say
There's
before.
no way I could recommend this movie under any circumstances. I absolutely loved it.
4 stars.
Yeah. 4 stars.
4 stars.
We love you, Jarod.
No, it was. I'm glad I saw it though.
I did. I was like,
Good.
it was strange. It was
strange.
It was artsy. It was kind of
definitely artsy.
It was kind of hipstery in a way, and all of that. I overlooked all of it. I was like, I do not care. I liked all of it.
Drumming though.
Yes.
I kind of want to just watch a movie about drumming.
I wouldn't call it even hipster. Personally, it's more of an anarchist as far as.
There is anarchy in this movie.
There's there's a couple hipster elements to the characters themselves.
You can look at the characters, but even the hipster movement, you could say, is in fact, movement. These guys are living in a warehouse where no one can see them.
Yeah.
And they just can't stand playing the bullshit and playing the classics and playing and being in school. They got kicked out of their music school
the
because
little music
she played
school
the
too.
water.
Yeah,
I mean,
cool.
like,
although to me,
her
to
water
her,
symphony.
To me, like, because even when she's standing out in the rain, she's bobbing her head like she can hear something other people can't hear.
Yeah.
To me, it's more.
And her creepy landlord.
She's somewhere else. And no one can really see that.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly don't.
I think you're right.
With her, I don't think she did have anarchy or like against the system.
I think she hears the music in the world,
right?
That the rest of the world,
no one else hears.
We're just like,
And
oh,
they
it's
say
raining, and she's hearing a song.
But they don't legitimize her for it. She wants to do her own music, and they say that's not music.
Yeah,
and they kick her out.
Making the sprinklers go off is not music.
I mean, because you have the angry drummer who, the chasing.
Yeah.
And like obviously some of them are like break the rules or let's do some crazy music, but to her, she wasn't like one of those people who were just doing it to break the rules. It was just
which is
she heard
maybe
something.
why she connected with our main characters so much, and they kind of had this interesting dance.
Either that or she just deleted it all.
The kiss was when they kissed at the end was
they just needed a look.
Yeah,
I
guess
think
so.
the look was good enough, and I think the connection, they were drawn to each other, and that's all they needed. The kiss was too far.
Yeah, I didn't think that was necessary
I
either.
think.
I'm glad I wasn't the only. I was like, wow, Yeah, why did
I think
that was not necessary at all.
And then she's like, "Go, run away! They're coming!" And I'm like, "Well,
you probably don't know, but the European people are a passionate people.
They're
you can have a passionate look.
Yeah,
I can tell
definitely.
ya.
Yeah.
You can passionately look.
You can
at
look
someone.
They're human.
passionately
They
at
want
someone.
contact.
I think we all know that's true. Hey, maybe we should stop doing art movies for a week. Thomas, do you have a nice
Ooh,
down home?
No, I agree. Art movies are lame.
Oh.
4 stars.
No, there's a movie.
God, I hope I'm never gone from here.
It's got a star-studded cast. I haven't heard
Ooh,
much
that's
about
my
it.
favorite kind of
Good
stuff.
start.
Yeah.
You got Robert De Niro, Clive Owen.
Oh, this is already in my
Speaking
our
of
British
stars.
action star. Your favorite
Jason
Nathan.
Statham.
In Killer Elite, that's loosely based on a true story.
And it's a
Elite.
remake too.
In that, in true life, people have once been killed at some point. That's
Yes.
happened.
And
So
no, and I just figured, why not?
Killer Elite.
And for once,
2011. This
I'm
is a pretty
really-
recent film.
I'm really hoping it's not a total crap film, just because I've chosen some real winners the past few weeks.
Hey, spoilers. 4 stars.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
It's
I'm
gonna be-
kidding.
No,
Out of 10.
I don't.
No.
I
I don't.
didn't
It
look-
looks. I'm interested.
I didn't look. I'm just saying.
Based on a true story, according to the thing about a globetrotting spy, British special
Thriller.
operations agent who fought and killed
And
people.
to be honest, I saw this in the
That's
preview in the theaters a while back, and it looked like a fun, gritty action movie. And when you see like all these stars,
Yeah.
it seems like it could be a fun.
I think it could be fun. I like Clive Owen in a mustache. So
Yeah, look, that looks. That's a good look for him.
That's a
I
good
think
look.
this might have been one of the first like 20 films that I put into my Netflix queue. Like it's literally been sitting around for a
It's one
while.
I've been meaning to watch, and
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's
So-
at least a decent action flick. I don't know.
All right, Killer Elite.
Sounds good. I'm
by
excited.
Thomas. All right, we'll talk about it next time.
We'll see what happens. And I guess that means it's about time for us to get on out of here. You can catch all of everything that you hear on the network. If you like movies, or if you like comic books, or if you like people just sitting around bullshitting, making jokes as fast as they can, whatever it is, or not making jokes and
Just
getting
being-
tumbleweeds.
Yeah.
Actually, this is the only show that does tumbleweeds, but there's probably some other shows on the network that might do
And you win tonight, Nathan.
I did by one. Yeah, I'm tumbleweed champion another week in a row. Woo!
I'll try to compliment myself more next
Yeah,
time.
definitely. But yeah, if there's a range of things that you like, if whatever it is that you like, there's something on the network that will be for you. If you like hearing people getting pissed off and ranting, Jared's got a show for you. There's a show for everybody. There's literally a show for every day of the week here at the network. So yes.
We haven't watched Adam's movie, so
Oh,
I don't
damn
know if
it,
we
we
need to
gotta
kill
watch
you.
it.
And then
Wait,
Amanda.
what was his movie?
We're supposed to watch Oscar.
It's Stop or Mama Will Shoot, right? My Mom Will Shoot.
Oh my god.
Amanda also wanted us to watch I Am.
Yeah, it's a documentary. I watched it earlier today, and we can watch it or talk about
Wait,
it.
what's
another
it
time.
called?
It's called I Am.
I Am?
Yes, and there's 2 documentaries called I Am, and this is the one with the director from Ace Ventura and Bruce Almighty named Tom Shiliak.
Tom Shiliak.
That's the correct one, because I don't know what the other one is about. But it's good, it's interesting, and possibly a religion podcast might even become coming your way from that. I think it'll be good for a discussion.
It's a documentary?
It's a documentary,
Okay.
yep. And it's only about an hour 20, so it's a real quick watch.
Cool.
So like us on Facebook. Listen to everything we got going on. Literally a day or every day of the week show for you every day of the week. So check out what we got going on here, and tell a friend if you like what you see and or hear. And call us, leave us a voicemail letting us know something that you want us to review for you. 1-888-317-2694. Jared will be back again next week, and we can't wait for him to come back and give another 4-star review to something. Yay! And from now until we talk to you again, have another wonderful movie night.
Yay.
Eat some burnt popcorn too.